So, you've got a little surprise in store for the channel, haven't you?
What's that?
See it. Ooh. Oh my God. The last time I saw it was at your wedding to Sebastian.
I drove my wife, my lady wife. I drove her away from our wedding in this car.
Oh, okay.
Which has been in the family since 2010.
And I vaguely remember it, obviously, because it's a big moment when your mate drives off getting married, that you actually found someone to marry you. It's quite impressive.
Well, I know. Hugh Grant used to have one.
Did he?
Yeah. And then also Jeremy Clarkson said it was the best sounding car he's ever.
Okay.
It was in a James Bond film.
Okay.
Olves.
Well, that gives so it's a Z3 BMW?
No, it's not the Z3. And it was, they called it the Vanish.
Ah.
It was the car that had the technology
the cloaking.
that it could disappear.
It does completely break our rules for the channel.
But it's not a channel car, it's a family car.
Yeah, it is a guest.
It doesn't live here, it lives in another garage.
Like James Bond.
It has a secret location where it lives. And then a couple of times a year it breaks out and makes its way down to Hampshire.
It is old.
So it's 2003 and it's done 22,000 miles. So I mean, it's absolutely nothing.
The plan is to take it for a drive. We'll do some driving shots and we'll get to know the car.
Yeah.
Let's go. It is a
Aston Martin Vanquish. There is now a second Vanquish out. It is a 6-litre V12.
6-litre V12. It's still got an old tax disc.
I know, I've left that on.
It's got a charge.
No, I know. I took the boy to nursery in that.
I mean, it is nice. Silver hides.
It's amazing. It hasn't had a proper clean.
Yeah.
It does need a clean.
What, do you know what size wheels are?
Massive. You really don't want to change those very often.
285/40 ZR19. They're 19-inch wheels. Ah, yes, it's got the back with they have these sort of kind of eyebrows, didn't they, on the back. It's got a GB.
Well, I drove it through Spain and France, and I couldn't face putting a ghastly sticker on, so I put a nice. Obviously, a lot of boot space.
And you have to keep it on a trickle, presumably.
Well, we do in its secret location where it lives.
So it's stored most of the year.
It's in it's in a heated garage.
So tell me about its origins then.
I can't remember the year we got it, but my dad bought it, and then, as you know, he died in 2013, and he had quite a few cars, but we decided to keep this one.
And he did love his cars.
He loved his cars, loved his 911s, and he was saying, what's the ultimate car? And we were debating it, and I said Aston Martin, and he was like, yeah, and he found one.
Yeah.
And so it's got a lot of sentimental value.
So it's a tribute to Peter, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is the last hand-built Newport Pagnell range, in the Aston Martin range. This is the ridiculous gear system, which is...
Oh, I see, yeah.
So you change gear here. You can do it in automatic, but I don't, because I think it overheats. So you change it, and if you can stall it. So it's not like modern paddles. When you start the engine, the red light lights up.
Well, we'll take it.
I've never even tried it in sport mode. I mean, God knows what that's like, but it is. It's fast.
Oh, it's got the handbrake there. That's cool.
I mean, it needs.
It does need a bit of a.
It's a bit naughty, yeah. It's a bit dirty, but I mean, it does live under a cover, so it's well looked after in terms of. And that, you see, the difference is he drove his 911 every day to work. Loved his 911. This, I have driven this through Paris. I mean, it was hideously stressful because they do overheat. I've driven it through France when it was 33 degrees. I mean, you don't really want to do that.
So would you say it's not a relaxing car to drive?
It's an amazing, it doesn't really matter. It's just, it's an amazing experience car.
Yeah, you got to pop the hood then.
Yeah, I was trying to remember where it was. The only downside, as this is a car channel, or mostly car channel, is that this was the period when Ford had taken over Aston Martin. And if you look in here, can you see the heating system?
Also probably like a Mondeo.
Yeah, it looks like a Ford. So you go up,
isn't it?
well, you go up here, that's Aston Martin, and then they put the heating system from a Ford in. So all the Aston geeks were furious. And like this, I mean, that is from a Ford. And they're like, how dare you do it? So I think they've obviously...
They did the Ford part.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, wow. V12.
So what's rather sweet is that they always do the hand-built in England, final inspection by Stuart Bull.
Stuart Bull.
And he actually puts his name on it.
Look at that, that's funny, look. That's connected.
And in fact, I don't know why this one didn't do it, but some of them, they used to actually write who it was built for.
Is that carbon fibre?
Yeah, and I mean, look at this, to hold, to basically hold it together.
Still hot.
Yeah, it gets hot.
It is a machine.
It's one of those cars, you know, you've driven 1 mile and it's already up to temperature. And this is what I mean about the air conditioning.
So it's only 1,200 kilograms. So it's very light.
God, it doesn't feel light.
But it doesn't look hand-built. Do you know what I mean? It still looks properly built. Like,
well, I mean, obviously lots of machine parts, but I mean, someone is putting this all together.
yes.
And that's what you're paying for.
Artisanal. You know, it still looks modern and properly put together. Nice, nice. Well,
Yeah, should we do the oil?
Driving shots now.
Okay,
Do you
well,
agree?
let's do driving shots then. So this gear system is fun, but also quite stressful at times. So you can do automatic mode here, but I never do that. And if you're sitting still for a long time, you put it into neutral. So into second, you just drive it like a normal gear shift, but you've got the paddles here. So if you don't, it will automatically change down, but you can stall it, which is quite embarrassing because generally it's at the traffic lights where people are going, what a tit! So that's the stress. You can do automatic, I don't do it often, but it sits beautifully. It's like driving, well, it's like nothing else to drive. It's not comfortable. I don't really know what to do with my knee, but I have driven it all the way down to Barcelona, and I mean, it was amazing. So yeah, there you go. Well, you want to change down a bit because you can feel it just starting to get a little bit. Also, the other thing this car is when you change down gear, it blips. It's the most wonderful, probably completely unnecessary. You hear dum, it revs it up. It just sounds fantastic when you're overtaking. You click it down a couple of gears, whom, it just revs up and then off you go. It's so biblically fast. Sport, automatic, and then this is your reverse. Have you been in this before?
I've never been in this before. Doesn't sound very noisy inside. The sound deadening's quite good, isn't it? Oh, I like the dash for the gears. So you've explained the gears, have you?
So yeah, so we are in manual.
What I like about it is it feels used. I mean, it feels, you know, it's not a museum piece. It's clearly, you know, a classic vintage car now.
Speed room.
How many years is it again? So
2003.
So it's 22 years old.
Yeah.
22-year-old Aston Martin.
Yeah.
That's very good. Let's be honest, beautiful car, okay? That's without question. But as you say, that is just...
Well, so you can see the Aston bits, these bits, and here, and here, and here. And then the Ford bits.
Yeah.
It's just extraordinary decision.
So it's got heated seats.
Oh yeah, it's got everything.
Sport, what happens if I press sport?
Well, it goes even faster. I was saying I've never actually done that.
What's ASM?
That's automatic. So if you then don't have to do the paddles.
So do you use that?
I never use it.
Why not?
Because when we bought this, there was a lot of chat about the automatic system is quite dodgy.
I mean, it's got a nice growl to it, but it's refined inside. That's what most strikes me. I would have thought it would have felt like an animal inside, but it's actually refined with just enough bark when you put your foot down. But what's that? Does that do anything? Cup holder? Oh.
I have no idea what you're supposed to put in there. Business cards? Nice.
Okay. It's got tape.
Yeah, so you can run your phone through that. So do that.
Oh, I see, with the old-fashioned tape thing.
Yeah, the tape, and then plug it into your iPhone.
School.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is an old car, isn't it? Let's face it. But it's great. The interior is lovely. I like the blue.
I was saying the headliner, no issues there, because it's like fully
it's Alcantara. That's weird.
And I was explaining this gear thing, so that wasn't me. It revs up. So it's just a brilliant.
It's got sufficiently good tyres on that you don't need to worry too much about the potholes. Brutal acceleration. That's quite impressive because I could barely hold the camera. No, I mean it's impressive. I mean I can understand why your dad got it. I mean, but as I say, I don't know what is the expected interior on an Aston. I mean, it feels like an unusual colour combination.
They're always slightly quirky, and you can see like here. So you've got the Aston handle, and then you've got the Ford window.
The door handles outside are slightly odd as well. They look kind of small. Let's talk about the deficiencies. Come on. So that sticky thing, I think you can get that fixed.
That is weird.
Yeah.
And in fact, I've noticed it was somewhere else as well.
Soft touch plastic.
But you can see, look, here's another classic Ford. Look at the detail on there.
Yeah.
How that is. There's an old little indicator, and so I'll just clean it off and I won't replace the stickers. I don't think you need it. No, I mean, it's beautifully done. I think the interior leather is amazing.
Yeah.
But let down by this Ford, I guess it was cost saving, I don't know.
It's definitely got some 1990s, early 2000s-ness about it. I mean, I don't want it to sound like we're I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? But
well, it's the Ford influence. You know, it is an amazing car. It's got this, incredible engine. It sounds amazing.
But the heat, you can feel the heat. No, but it's like, it's drivetrain heat. If you feel here, it's hot. And it's engine and drivetrain heat.
Yeah, I mean, you're sitting on this close.
Are you in sport?
Sport now.
Oh, traction off. It's quick. Definitely quick. How much is a service?
So a service is eye-watering. So in 20 years' time, this will be worth a lot of money. Well, then it'll be a 45-year-old car.
It already feels classic-y. I like that the ride is quite jittery, as you'd expect, but it's not. It's sporty.
If you sit on a motorway, it's a proper touring car.
Yeah.
With a hideously big engine.
Yeah. All right, so we're going for lunch. Okay, we've arrived.
Is there a bloody parking space?
What's it called? Oh, the little French car. A little French car, Kangoo de ta mère. Right, let's cut that. I'll see you in a bit. You don't look like you've sweated driving. I mean, it's not like crazy, but you do need to focus.
It's not like modern cars where you don't even think about it.
I mean, what happens if you need a new rubber seal for this? I mean, do they handcraft it from Tibetan Rubber Swans? Give it a bit of. I mean, how does it work? Do they keep spares?
Luckily, because it lives inside. I mean, that shows, doesn't it?
Yes.
You don't have any problems with seals.
There's no doubt that a car like this, the older it gets, the more special it is, the more...
Yeah, it's a very special car.
So you have to click reverse.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Now it's neutral, two together.
Okay. Yeah, good. All right, well done. All right, that's enough for this week. Thanks for watching. See you next time.